Konnichiwa minaboku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. This is gym etiquette part 2. Partially. Because there's some things I totally forgot to mention in my other video when I did them, and I just got back from the gym now. Today was bicep day, which is getting, I don't know, they're getting a little bit bigger, I think. I hope. I really did a pump today. I could feel it. Like, the pump is when the blood goes all in there and it feels really tight. So lately, when I've been going to the gym and doing my different days of things, because I kind of split them up and stuff, like yesterday was chest day, I had a good chest pump going, I usually feel a little bit of soreness the next day, and that's usually what I think is indicative that I did a really good job or I screwed something up, one of the two. I don't know. I seem to be getting some results anyway. So chest is usually always a good one. Legs, I tend to do it a lot as well. But arms are always a difficult one. I never really seem to have that soreness there. So again, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But I have noticed a little bit of size difference recently, so I'm excited about that. I kind of switch it up every once in a while. Just really depends on what I'm feeling like doing, because I think it's better that you work out what you're feeling at the moment. Like if you're like, oh, I feel like doing chest today, or oh, my arms are kind of pissing me off, so let's do legs today, or something like that. And that, you know, because if you're not invested in it, it kind of defeats the purpose, really, because you don't have that gumption to go and do it. So anyway, to the etiquette part, I suppose. One thing that when I went to the Y, what I noticed is they were always, it was so clean, it was beautiful in there. Like they would have the staff come around and they would like constantly be wiping down the equipment, cleaning stuff up, and that's great because then you know that it's constantly kept at a good thing. The gym I go to now, No Limits, is pretty good with that too, and at both they have stations where you can grab paper towel and wipe it down and things like that. So the staff does a good job. What is irritating to see is some people, a lot of guys specifically, because we tend to sweat like a lot, will work at one station, whatever, like say you're on a little bench, or you've got even like the pec deck thingy majigger, kind of similar to one of those, or whatever, and you do your thing and you're sweating and whatever, you know, it's to be expected. But then you just get up and walk away to the next one and do your own thing, and you just leave it. Now, I've seen puddles. It sounds kind of gross, but I have seen puddles there. If you leave a puddle, you should clean it up. That's just etiquette, and good etiquette, and something that anybody should do anyway. It doesn't take very much. It's honestly like just disinfectant on paper towel, wipe it down, bada boom, bada bing, you're done. You got it, you understand? But I don't know why some guys just don't do that. And at my gym, at least from what I've seen, the ladies are usually really, really good at it. They're and that's great. It's mostly guys, and I hate it. Come on, boys, what are you doing? I don't know. Not everybody is guilty of it, but just sometimes I notice that, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, why would you do that? So then, you know, you go over and you do it yourself, I guess. But it's just nice to do it for other people, I think. I don't know. Call me crazy. I am crazy. I've been called that a lot, but seriously. In the gym, or the locker rooms, you know, there are times a lot of the guys are talking and things like that, and that's totally fine. There's always, and I think you find it more in the men's locker room. I can't speak for the ladies because I'm not one, so I don't go into the ladies' change rooms. But a lot of the guys, you know, there's that awkward kind of talk sometimes, but other guys are totally open with it, and that's totally fine, and it's great. But you should try to be mindful of other people's space as well. I'm not talking with the nude thing, because honestly, whatever. We're all guys in our locker room, so, you know, you got a dick, whatever. You see it, that's what it is. But at the same time, don't throw your shit all over the place, like half in your locker, as well as like strewn out on the benches. At the one that I go to, there's 2 long benches, and sometimes I've seen a few guys that just take up the whole bench, and that's a little irritating. Or people that hog the showers. Now that's kind of a nice thing to have, though, compared to what tends to be called the convention goer. thing. It's very similar to that, where a lot of convention goers don't always bathe. And that tends to be a convention etiquette rule. Rule number 1 is bathe. And I've gone into the change rooms and stuff, and there are sometimes like guys that come out all completely just sweaty and gross, and they just leave like that. Now, if you live close to your house, okay, I guess, whatever, that's totally your thing. But I just feel better when I have a shower. And honestly, when I do my workout, I will go into the steam room afterwards, because then it opens up all your pores, and then you have a shower. You can kind of start it off really cool and then warm it up and stuff. It really, really helps. And I really feel much better afterwards usually. So I also, right after doing a workout, they say you're supposed to have protein. So I do spend that extra little time in the steam room and then in the shower, and then I would usually, if I don't have protein things with me, I go down and grab a shake at the counter, because they make my favorite, which is strawberry banana, and I get it with a real banana for that part of it, and strawberry and banana puree with a strawberry protein thrown into it. So it's really strawberry and banana-y. But it's nice to have that thing. And what I've started to do is I'll do my workout, and before I go into the steam room, I'll go into the change room, I'll take my shirt off just to air out a little bit, and I buy these power bars, and I bring them with me. There's 20 grams of protein in them. Now, power bars are really good, and I don't know if it really depends where you go to get them. I've heard so many different things from different people, different bodybuilders and whatnot, but to me, taste is a big issue with it, because I've had some before where they're just nasty. It tastes like, I can't even say taste. It's like tofu almost. It's just, ugh. But what bothers me about protein bars is they are so chewy, and it takes for fucking ever to eat them sometimes. Like, seriously, why can't they just make them like a dip? Those dips, the Quaker oatmeal bars, or the dips, that kind of thing, where it's smaller, and if you could somehow find a way to get the protein into things like that, where it doesn't take you a million years to chew and just keep chewing, and, I don't know, first world problems, what can I say? But I find it a little aggravating sometimes, myself. So, but you gotta have it, I suppose, and, yeah, so... I spoke last time about how people tend to help at the gym, and that's really, really nice. Now, I tend to get lost in my own little world and listen to my music and stuff like that, and today I was going through the door to go up the stairs to the change room when I was finished, and I felt really bad because this guy was just right behind me, and I didn't think he was coming in. I just thought that because they have shelves on the lower part of the gym where people could store bags, and I thought he was just grabbing his stuff and going, because I've seen other guys do it, and I released the door, and he just grabbed it. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. But he was really nice about it and stuff. So just being mindful of others. And like I said, I'm guilty of it sometimes. And just, cell phone. Cell phone usage is another thing. This falls under mindful of others. Because, especially if it's really busy at the gym, if it's not so busy, it's not a big deal depending on what you're doing. If you, kind of keep an eye around you to see what other people tend to be doing. If it's like chest day for someone and you're doing chest day as well, and you're on a piece of equipment that they may want, you can usually tell by the way if they're looking at it over and over again to see what you're doing. Don't just sit on your cell phone, okay? Now, I have tried to make sure that I don't fall into this, but sometimes I feel like I am, even though I'll do my set and then I'm taking a break, so I'll just quickly check my cell phone and stuff like that. But I've had times where work calls, like today my brother called me because he works at the same place that I do, and so I'm sitting there right at the beginning and I'm talking on my phone, and there's other guys coming around. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta stop. But just being mindful of others, and sometimes you can switch off with people and stuff too. Like I've had it before where I've done that, where I was doing the pecs on the machine. Again, similar kind of to this idea. And then another guy would do back. So you grab it the other way and you do the things like that, whereas I'm doing it that way, right? So we would just trade off. And that's a really good way to do it, if you could trade off with someone. Because there are some people that do circuit training where they go from machine to machine. And other people like myself who don't, they just stay on the machine and do 4 sets or whatever. So I think that's what they're called, 4 sets. Yeah, 4 sets of 12, 10, 8, 6, whatever. The heavier you go, the better it's supposed to be to rip the muscle to make it bigger. the lighter you go, you're supposed to do more reps in order to tone. I think that's how it goes. I'm still learning all this lingo and stuff myself, but I like to pass on what I learn just in case there's other people that are afraid to ask and who might be interested in getting started in things. And maybe if you're afraid to ask and that's the only thing that's keeping you from doing it, then you know at least this could help a little bit. So that's pretty much it for now, I think. But all in all, I really have enjoyed going to the gyms a lot more. I go at least 4 times a week now. It's so funny, you become addicted to it, but it's a good thing to be addicted to. And the days, even on rest days, I just feel like I need to be there, because you just feel like a part of you is missing something. But I don't know. Anyway, this is kind of like a little video thing for myself as well, just to see my my results as I go along throughout the year and stuff. And I have noticed, I think, more tonnage over the year. And so if you guys watch my channel a lot and you've seen my other videos where I'm not wearing a shirt and stuff, maybe you can tell me what you think. Does it look like there's been changes? Because I see myself in the mirror every day. It's like I look at Fong, our kitten, and he looks bigger, but at the same time, it's because he's growing with me seeing him every day. It doesn't feel like he's getting bigger. Like, you don't notice it. So I don't know. Anyway, Jamat Mina, have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching as always. I should have another video out sometime soon. Alright, bye-bye.